Good evening, viewers. Welcome to this session. Today we have a very special guest, Mr. Bhaskar Rao. Welcome, sir.
Namaskara, welcome. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So let me tell you a little bit about Mr. Bhaskar Rao, who has so many accolades, to his name. So he is an Indian politician and former police officer who served as the Commissioner of Bangalore City Police from 2nd August 2019 to August 2020. He comes from Bangalore and was previously Additional General of Police, ADGP, in the Karnataka State Reserve Police, as well as ADGP Internal Security Division. Notably, he was also the MD of KSRTC, and he brought and expanded the Volvo buses into India. He also introduced green auto with CNG fuel and completely eliminated two-stroke noisy petrol autos. And to his credit is the fact that he introduced modern coastal police with speedboats, jet skis, and rescue in sea. He is presently with BJP and is also serving as the Vice President of Indian Red Cross Society Karnataka State Branch. So that's a very tall list, isn't it?
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So, sir, let's start with the first question. And now we're talking about what's happening in Karnataka. Now, Karnataka Chief Minister Siddhamaya hosted a dinner meeting with around 16 cabinet ministers. Has the meeting triggered speculation about a possible cabinet reshuffle in the state government?
See, immediately after they got a huge mandate in 2023, the fight for leadership has been there. And both DK and Siddhamaya have been claiming, and you saw how the entire swearing in itself was postponed by about a fortnight or so. And then on, in the midst of their senior leaders, they wanted to do a 50-50 business. And in politics, nobody likes to let go of authority. So each of them come with their own strengths. So now the time has come for Siddhamaya to relinquish. So mixed signals are there. So he's sort of literally refusing to hand over the reins. And that man is trying his best to take hold of the reins over there. But some semblance of decency has to also to be maintained. So this kind of a Cold War is going on, of dinner, counter dinner. First they had some breakfast together, if you remember, some ridiculous breakfast meeting. Then it was followed by another return breakfast meeting. Now resort politics, and then this. So somewhere I think the High Command wants to acknowledge that DK Shivakumar should be given an opportunity. We have had enough of Siddhamaya, and he has already finished his tenure beyond the Devrajars, as well as he has already presented 17 budgets. But Siddhamaya also won't let it go. He also wants to hold on as long as possible, and he stood up for the entire 3 hours and 31 minutes. And he also said subsequently that if the High Command allows me to give me 2 more opportunities, I will present the budget. So you can see the kind of shadow boxing that's going on, having a huge telling effect on the administration of the state.
So, sir, apparently there is seems to be a pressure to accommodate senior legislators and aspirants who were left out during the initial cabinet formation in 2024. And following the Lok Sabha election results, the party may want to reward those who delivered in their districts and replace those it didn't. And adjustments may be needed to ensure all communities and regions of Karnataka feel adequately represented. Are those also reasons, sir, for this?
See, this question can best be addressed by somebody who's inside the Congress. I am not inside the Congress. So I will not be the correct and competent person, but I can as much conjecture as you are conjecturing, or watch like a politician from the outside camp.
Yeah.
But it is up to the High Command or to the state High Command to reward or punish or recognize those people who have worked or not worked, or how much support they have given. But definitely the camps are active in mustering their strength to put up a show before their High Command.
Yeah. So in this equation, sir, where does the common man fit in? Because that's the important question. What is being happened?
You and I come there. See, despite such a huge mandate of close to 140 seats, the state has utterly failed to govern, and it came out with those guarantees, came out with some false promises, etc. And it does. And finally, what we see after the third budget is that it is in the midst of a huge financial crisis. The revenue account has got a deficit, which should never be. It should not prudent public finance over here. And governance has taken an utter the failure. Bangalore city is not being administered. They brought one big commissioner and some five chota commissioners over there. Still, garbage is not cleared. Traffic is not cleared over there. I don't know whether you have experienced. Of course, I have not
Yes,
seen any.
yes,
I have not seen any.
absolutely.
And but whereas the administrative costs have jumped up like anything, and then they have been dilly-dallying as regards holding the elections to for GBA or the BBMP or whatever you call them over here. And then this government is being rocked by one or the other corruption charges right from the chief minister on onwards, about the Muda scandal, or be it the Valmiki scandal over there, or the excise department scandal, or numerous other health department where a series of women died and nobody was held accountable. And then they suspend officers of the rank of commissioner of police, etc., just to hide their own fault. So governance, financial indiscipline, and lack of coordination, that is what we have seen. Whereas nobody from the opposition has troubled them. Nobody from inside also, they have not fallen short of numbers also. It is only monumental failure of governance. That is what we have witnessed in the last 3 years. Now it's going to be 3 years in about a month and a half since this government has come. And in all the 3 years also, there has been no big ticket investment of making something big for Karnataka. Though Siddaramaiah is touted as a financial expert, etc., etc. If you look at all his 17 budgets over there, he is not a capital intensive man. He is only a revenue man. Revenue man means he is of someone who can manage day-to-day expenditure and make some swaps here and there, etc., etc. But if you have to be a statesman, you have to have some big ticket projects. Like I want a highway
Yeah.
from Bidar to Chamarajanagar, 6-lane highway I want to have. I want an airport in all the districts of Karnataka. And I'm going to have an aviation policy. And I'm going to have a mobility policy of this kind. I'm going to transform Bangalore city into an international city over there. Means those kind of ambitions Mr. Siddaramaiah is yet to have, because he's limited by his vision. See, these people know they're not exposed. They don't have exposure to international politics, international geopolitics, or to how people grow. So for them, the village is the biggest source of inspiration, okay, or the small town. So the small town mentality comes in the budget also over there, because you're not able to express well. You're not able to show your huge, big, magnanimous mind in taking a leap. You are only taking small, small steps, or sort of meandering your way around over there. So if you want, I hope I have answered your question of saying that what is the main failure? Failure to govern, that's all.
So, sir, more importantly, it seems like it's appeasement politics, isn't it? They aren't bothered about the what direction Karnataka should go. As you say, it should be advanced, and all those advancements should come. But they're not bothered about that, because their primary aim is appeasement. Because this is what has been shown in the discussions in the budget, isn't it?
See, Congress has always been close to appeasement. Even right from the time of independence, the two-nation theory itself was conceived on the basis of appeasement over there. You take a country and go away from there. So those who have stayed here, now they have grown big in population over there, and still continue to have a minority tag that we are, and we qualified to be the second biggest Islamic country after Indonesia. So by what stretch of imagination you call Muslims as a minority in India when the population itself is so high? And this government in particular has seen that it has been nurtured historically, philosophically from the beginning with minority appeasement itself. And this government if you see this second part of Siddaramaya as well as first part of Siddaramaya, they have leaned very, very heavily on the minorities. And he rose like an Ahinda leader saying that I am your savior, I am the one who is going to take care of you. Okay, you have called yourself Ahinda. What have you done for them apart from announcing SOPs? Your own Muslim leaders are now coming out and saying that what is it that has been given to us? There has been no change in our living conditions over there. See, what is the contribution of the Siddaramaya government in changing or increasing the standard of living of Alpasankhyathru, Dalitru, Hindutvu, for whom he champions? This is only a false statement on which he is politically riding, but nothing substantial has been done for them. You tell me what exactly has been done to release them from the bondage of being held back as regards development is concerned.
Yeah.
Still, you see, despite Siddaramaya presenting 17 budgets, look at the extent of Devdasis, look at the extent of child marriages, look at the extent of complete economic backwardness in northeastern Karnataka over there. Means, what is it that your 17 budgets have done? Your budget is not a piece of document of only plus and minus. Budget is a statement of growth. You are not given a statement of growth. You have only said, okay, pension, salary, and debt replacement, etc. And then you have proceeded to borrow. No other chief minister has engaged into as much borrowing as the present chief minister. Out of the 8,24,000 crore budget, which is part of Karnataka's debt, which is Karnataka's, which we are having, over 4.75 lakh crores have been borrowed by Siddaramaya only. So what is it? So when you have borrowed so heavily, you should have done something big. No, I simplify this whole thing. If I'm running a household with me, my wife, and my children, and with my parents over there, see, in my house, I have some expenditure like food, rent, and day-to-day expenditure. Then I am also aspirational. I want to buy a refrigerator, buy a car, buy one more piece of land, or build one more floor over there. I'm not able to do any of those things on the second part. I'm not able to build a second floor, not able to get additional land, not able to get a car, not able to build a refrigerator. Whereas I am only borrowing money to only fulfill my, to make my ends meet here. Uh, so this is not good economics. All along we had a surplus on the revenue account, which we partially utilized it further. So if you break down the economy also over there, I don't see any great achievement of 17 budgets being presented over there, because Karnataka has grown on the power of its citizens, on the power of those people who have come inside Karnataka, trusting the people of Karnataka. Today, if you look at Bangalore city, its population has increased over 10 times in the last 25 years. Who are these people? People who have come from all over the world, they have come. They have contributed to the growth. And if you further drill it down and look at the economic survey over here, the per capita income of Bangalore urban is close to 3 lakh 60,000. Whereas if you take only North Karnataka, I said it is not only, it's coming to about 1.5 lakh of it. Well, not even one third, not even one third. So you have not been able to develop, but you have borrowed so heavily. You have created so many positions inside the government, or you have created a set of corrupt leaders over there who are busy plundering. And you call yourself honest, but you're surrounded with thugs and crooks and vultures and jackals all around over there who are gnawing into the state's finances over there. So what exactly you said, what has been your, means if he wants to write a book and say, what have you done for Karnataka? Apart from sloganeering, you tell me what is the big ticket project that has been done? Not even the Mysore-Bangalore highway, which he uses so frequently. That has been done by Government of India. And the entire position of the Golden Quadrilateral, opening up of airports in other smaller cities, all Government of India has taken.
When you say all these things, see, in any country in the world, the government always listens to corporate voices. For instance, in the state, Mohandas Pai and people like Kiran Shaw, they have been expressing their anger at the infrastructure in Karnataka and expressing why nothing is being done. So why is this state government not listening to such important voices?
See, Mohandas Pai and Kiran Mazumdar Shah are not asking for something which is out of the world. All they are asking is good roads, clean roads, and public transport. That's all. Nothing. They are not asking anything. They are not interfering in the government to ask something ridiculous which they are not. So governance has been the basic flaw. Someone of the stature of the chief minister openly says, God alone can save Bangalore, nobody can save. But then why the hell are you occupying this position? Then recently he threw up his hands and said, Mafia is not allowing me to work. Crack the whip. Who is stopping you? Are you so much obliged to them that you are in their you are at their beck and call? Are you being blackmailed over there? Then if this means you're not unfit to govern, you have borrowed money, or some of your weak moments are with them over there, that you have succumbed to them over there. If the deputy CM says, Mafia is not allowing me to work, what do you mean? What can be much more serious than that? What about citizens over there? This means there is a Gunda Raj over there, there is a road mafia, there is a this concrete road mafia, and then there is a garbage mafia, water mafia, and you name it, there is a mafia for each and everything. There is mafia for squatters, there is mafia for everything over there. And if this man is scared of the mafia, why should he be running the state here? When people, as you mentioned, why forget corporates, madam? When citizens ask him, why can't you do this? He said, no, I can't do anything. I can't clear all these things. So is it not a failure of governance then?
Yeah. So then they've been here for 3 years, as you say. How come the government has not fallen? And if you look at BJP, is there a strong leader who can really oppose them and take them, and fight them?
See, BJP has been continuously been critical of the policies of Congress inside the house, outside the house, on the streets, in the media, in social media, etc. People have blessed this government with 140 seats, with full hope that they will be able to govern. So they don't have any internal problems as such over there. They have only a problem of how to run the government. But as regards BJP is concerned, BJP is a very, very systematic, strong, stratified party where roles are very clearly defined, who should speak when and who should do what over there. So we don't have any dearth of leaders or leadership at any point of time over there. So at this point of time, our party is functioning as an effective opposition and highlighting whatever mistakes they are making over there. But they also have to act over there. But because of the sheer numbers which they're having over there and the sheer arrogance of the chief minister and the deputy chief minister, everything is being glossed over. Look at the arrogance, the way they speak about the president of India, how arrogantly the chief minister speaks about the president of India, and how the deputy chief minister says he's going to tighten the nuts and bolts. And then he threatens an apartment owner that who are you? I will find out who you are and will take it. Means, is it the language of leaders? This is supposed to be the language of thugs. This is supposed to be the language of gundas over there. And insulting and humiliating constitution. When the lady president, Her Excellency, comes here and addressing them in singular, addressing the finance minister in singular, this speaks about arrogance, upbringing, and their own culture of how women are being addressed over there.
Yeah. So moving on to what they're trying to do is, are they trying to retain Lingayat support, historically linked with the leaders like B.S. Yediyurappa of the BJP?
See, we need support from all sections of society, and so does any other political party over there. Traditionally, some bigger.
No, I did not mean BJP. I meant Congress.
Yeah. So now they are trying their best to take. Earlier, all the Lingayats were there with the Congress. When Congress was started humiliating all the Lingayats over there, they insulted Chief Minister Virendra Patil over there, and subsequently also they sidelined the Lingayats also over there. And our towering personality Yediyurappa ji was able to muster all of them together, and he ran a successful tenure, taking this major community into confidence over there. Now, the Congress, which has been traditionally uh, uh, been left of center and garnered support from elsewhere, now they are trying to woo them and say that, okay, you are also part of us, we want to do it. Let them do whatever they want over there. People are watching everything. To the next generation, they are not going to be wooed by all these things over there. The next generation has become much more mature, and caste will may play a role, but it's not going to be the ultimate role over here. Once upon a time, Godman played a role over there, then caste played a role, but I'm sure the next generation it is the youth, because all over the world you have been seeing youth are demanding answers. They want substantial answers from everywhere, or they have gone to the extent of regime change by hitting the streets over there. So the writing on the wall should be taken seriously.
Moving on to reports about LPG shortage in parts of Karnataka, CM Siddaramaiah on Sunday said that he has written to the central government urging it to consider alternative measures, including importing cooking gas from other countries to ensure uninterrupted supply. Now, here, my question to you, sir, is that he has never bothered about the common man's needs. Now, how come he's suddenly bothered about whether the common man is getting LPG or not? And we've also heard from central government sources that there is no shortage and they are just, pulling a yarn over it.
Madam, if you look at the whole scenario, if at all there is a disturbance in the supply of LPG, why is it going on? The whole world knows it. Every day inside your drawing room, you get to know what is going on in the whole world over there. Despite what is going on all over the world, the Prime Minister and his team of External Affairs Minister, Commerce Minister, and all the other bureaucrats are ensuring that the supply of petroleum, natural gas, etc., continues uninterrupted. And as you know, that 60% of all these petroleum products we depend from outside, and only 35 to 40% we are able to do it. So this is something which is subject to international pressures. Despite all this, despite all this, domestic cooking gas, which constitutes 85% of our gas requirement, is not disturbed over there. People are getting into a panic mode, and a lot of time earlier you had only one cylinder, then they came with the two cylinders,
Yeah,
and now the Prime Minister through the Ujjwala scheme has ensured that no women should be sitting in front of chulhas and
yeah.
burning. So he has gone all the way down to ensure that villages also have cylinders over there. So the base has increased tremendously. So when something of this kind happens in the world over there, huge disruptions take place. But despite that, the cylinder which is used to keep the flame alive in your own house is not disturbed. Number one. Number two, petrol and diesel are not being disturbed. Whereas in other countries, my son stays in the UK, the price of diesel has increased, the price of petrol has increased. In European countries, there has been a change in the price. Steep prices have taken place. So that way, the office of the Prime Minister and under his leadership over there, Prime Minister Modi, they have been doing their best. So writing letters is not going to solve the problem. It is everybody's problem now. By writing one letter to the Prime Minister saying that please ensure LPG, it is not that he is sitting with tons of LPG and he is hesitating to send it over here. Whereas this is a time when we all have to be together, and we are having our connections with Russia and with Venezuela and with the non-traditional, non-Straits of Hormuz suppliers of oil as well as natural gas, and it's going on. Yes, commercial hotels disruption has taken place because the magnitude of it's an international problem. It is not a problem created by Prime Minister Modi or by the government of India or that. But despite that, we are running a show, and we by nature we become panicky. We want to hoard, thinking that. So this hoarding mentality also contributes. Like today, I was speaking to somebody from the petroleum industry over here. He said that in a week over here, undertakes 500 bookings over there. But he said last week I've done 3,000 bookings over there, and people divert their domestic gas cylinder for hotels, sale. Means we also engage into a lot of criminal activity. So this is a time when proper leadership has to be given, and people have to be given confidence, not writing letters like that, you do this is not my responsibility, it is your responsibility. It's an international problem. The Those who are supposed to be doing their job are doing that. What you have to do at state level, you better do this and let the country deal with the mass import or supply from outside. It is happening, and you have seen that how two ships having the Indian flag were able to come inside. That is
Yeah.
only because of the good relations the Prime Minister has with Iran also over there. And all kinds of faltu, useless questions which some of the national leaders have been making against the Prime Minister. It looks so ridiculous over there. It's all but armchair dialogue and engaging in only in social media that you cited, where, why do you went to Israel, why you went here. See, Iran has got the highest respect for the our Prime Minister, and our Prime Minister also has got highest. So despite such a crisis, such a huge massive evacuation of also took place over there, and all citizens came back carefully. So it's a massive teamwork. So it's only small and petty minds which are trying to make pinpricks over here. That's all.
Yeah, you're very correct, because see, even in the case of Israel, though the war is going on, the opposition in Israel stand united with the the ruling party. This is something that India, opposition in India should learn, that when there is a crisis, you need to stand with your leader and support your countrymen. So what you said is absolutely true.
Tell you one thing. I'll tell you one thing. If the Congress leader of the opposition had made a mention saying that our country is facing a problem from international shores, let us have faith in our Prime Minister.
Yeah,
Probably he is doing the best over there. I'm sure he will do what is best. That would have taken Congress 100 notches up.
yeah,
Instead of trying to bicker around, bringing a gas cylinder, knowing very well that a war is going on, thousands of people have lost their lives. It's a war which we have no role in trying to bring about all the peace over there. But despite that, we are regarded, and we are a massive country. Our requirements are very high, and our dependence also is very high. So it's natural that some disturbance will take place, and this is a time where we have to sort of sacrifice as well as to reduce our demand also. It is going to happen, but definitely we are upbeat that this problem is going to be solved the moment the main problem is going to be solved over there. It means if world there is peace over there. So our country is at it. So let us have respect as well as give an opportunity, allow our leaders to work. That's all.
absolutely. Moving on to H.D. Kumaraswamy, Union Minister and JDS leader, alleged that the Congress-led Karnataka government is actively tapping phones and monitoring conversations, including those of its own MLAs. Speaking to reporters in Mysore, he claimed internal surveillance within the ruling party had reached unprecedented levels. So, what is being done here? So, and what is it for?
Madam, which we already discussed in the beginning, that there is a fight for leadership here. And for fight for leadership, so they are going to use whatever is there in their arsenal. So police, telephones, gunmen, vehicles, etc. are always going to be at the disposal of the ruling dispensation over there. So it is not a matter of surprise. I have also been a part of the government where there is state intelligence. Actually, the state intelligence work is to collect intelligence for the safety and security of the state. But over a period of time, the state intelligence has only become a spy network of the chief minister. It doesn't collect any information about terrorist activities, or it may be just collecting newspaper intelligence. There is a separate department to do that. Internal security is dealing with the whole thing over there. So they will utilize phone tapping and physical surveillance as well as electronic surveillance. They will use gunmen and they will use checkposts to see which minister had gone where, etc., etc. I myself seen Mr. Siddaramaia's attention span. When you keep briefing him on several law and order issues over there, his mind will be switched off. The moment you tell him that 20 people had meeting with, suddenly he will get up and say that again. What happened? Tell me once again. So they know what exactly they need to hear, and they know what exactly to use also over there. So it is not a matter of surprise. So they will engage in all these kind of telephone tapping. Gunmen will be asked to tell who is where, and vehicle drivers will be to their phones also will be tapped over there, and physical surveillance, electronic surveillance, digital surveillance. All these are quite common. And H.D. Kumaraswamy is not wrong. He's quite right. Probably he knows well, because Mr. Kumaraswamy has got a very one good habit of keeping in touch with all the officers and police persons who have worked under him over there. So probably they must be under pressure. So they must have definitely disclosed it to him.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, Mr. Bhaskar Rao. Brilliant conversation with you. And we'll meet you again next week. Good night. Jai Hind.
Thank you.
Jai Shri Ram. Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Shri Ram.